What up, everybody? Today we are looking at Big Monkey, the biggest Kong I have ever gotten. And Big Ape here is no joke, because this is truly a behemoth. And now, of course, I just did the Godzilla a couple days ago. So that being said, let's review this thing, shall we? The box does not do the figure justice. The box is literally a temporary placeholder for the figure. The figure is so big that it's covering the entire logo of the box, so that's why they moved the movie logo to the front up here. Then we have the Titan Kong font right there. 67 centimeters, so in case you're wondering, that's taller than Godzilla. And on this side we have another movie logo, something similar, just the Titan Kong font. And that's it. There's nothing at the bottom, so the only interesting bit you should really look at is the back here. We have a JPEG of Kong here, we have the movie synopsis up here, and that's pretty much it. If you want to spend 10 minutes looking at the back in full detail, you know, just pause the video, zoom in. Also, you can see up front here, that's where the axe is displayed. It kind of just slipped in the front. The box is just a small fraction compared to the actual size of the figure. This thing is so tall that if you look at the back, it is like tenfold over the top of the box, so. We gotta get the axe out, so I'm just gonna keep it simple and cut the strings here. There we go. Alright, Big Monkey is out of the box. My god, he is humongous. Now, let's just get straight into the comparisons. We got what I thought was going to be the biggest Playmate stuff that Playmates would do, the Mega Figures. I thought at this point, this would be their peak. But it turns out, they can go even bigger, hence this guy. And this 24-inch Kong has made the Mega Kong here look like a dwarf. The Titan Kong here is almost 3 times the size of Mega Kong here. I think this Kong genuinely is a little bit bigger and taller than Godzilla. Now granted, price point is very different. This one is only 60 Canadian dollars, while the big one here is 170 Canadian dollars. So add an entire $110 to it, then you got the big guy here. That is actually nuts. But the thing with the Mega figure is, of course, he has his own built-in play feature. You know, so it's more interactive. Kids will probably have a better time playing with these figures because this guy is just simply too big. And his articulation is also very limited, and most importantly, he does not come with any play features. But should that discourage you from picking him up? No. I mean, I'll get to reviewing it in a second, but I just wanted to show this comparison because I thought this was the biggest Playmates could go. I was wrong. But another thing I want to compare is the smallest Kong Playmates has put out, which is, of course, this Kong. This one is the Mini Kong from the Mystery Crystals, as well as the minifigure pack. So this is the smallest Kong that they've done. Let's put him right next to the biggest Kong they've ever done. Holy crap. So comparison aside, this thing is roughly 67 centimeters. So keep that information in mind if you want to pick this figure up for yourself, so you know where you can reserve space for it. This is definitely one of those figures that is so heavy, it should go in the bottom tier of a shelf. But how about his overall appearance? I mean, I feel like the appearance here is a little bit lazy. This looks like the other ones, the smaller ones, just scaled up significantly, and that's pretty much it. And well, to be fair, this one does come with the battle axe, but I do feel like if I look at this and I look at like the Kong with Beast Glove, the regular figure, I wouldn't really see a difference apart from the size. So it's not a bad thing though. I mean, it is going to cost them extra if they want to repaint a new Kong. But I mean, they've done that with a lot of GBK figures. So I'm kind of curious why they're not doing that for the GXK stuff. They have the capability to do it. Maybe I guess it's just the budgeting. But the Godzilla had one thing I was very impressed by, which was the consistency of the colors. The pink was very consistent throughout from his head to the tip of his tail. Kong here, of course, he's a little different. He's a bit more furry because he has fur. But you can see that it is consistent throughout the entirety of the figure in terms of the texture. There's some Kongs where the back is entirely glossy, and the front is just like, you know, not so glossy, it's more plasticky. So the difference is noticeable. But you can see for this Titan Kong, if you turn around the back, you can see it looks the same throughout the entirety of the figure, which is very, very good. The only thing that should contrast is, of course, the Beast Glove. That's it. There is some detailing though. You can see up in his chest area, it's more on the more smooth, dark gray bit, and of course he does have those scratch marks, so they do have some details there. Now, his actual head, you know, he's got his roaring face. You can see his eyes in full detail for once. His mouth is wide open, so you can actually see inside quite well. You can see the teeth and everything. Very detailed in terms of colors. Very nice. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. Like, the fur and everything is good. It's the same color, it's the same texture. Of course, we got the Beast Glove here. Beast Glove is very, very detailed, and I would assume it's detailed. It has all like the letters and numbers on it in almost 4K, which again, I would assume it will be the case given how big this figure is. This is a sticker, like, but it's already attached onto it, so be careful. Like, you see like the hazard tape bit on this Beast Glove? That is a sticker, and it almost fell off earlier when I was unboxing it, so do be careful. That's one thing I'm going to say. Now, articulation is quite limited. Just like Godzilla, don't expect much playability with this guy, because I'm gonna be honest, just like the big Titan Godzilla, you buy this figure for the sake of displaying it. Let's say, you know, in your living room, in your office. Yeah, this is for display. This is just to sit on the shelf or on the table and look cool. So, your articulation is limited to the following. And before you say the head, no, you cannot actually rotate the head. It is locked in place. So that means the articulation is limited to the arms and the legs. That's pretty much it. So the first bit, of course, is the arms, which, of course, you can move only up and down. That's it. Only up and down. There's no articulation points on the hands, on the wrists, or the elbows. None of that. Only on the full arm. But that's okay. You can still create the punching action with the glove. Now, the legs is a little bit more trickier, but it is possible. You can see you can move the legs forward and back as well, but it's on like a diagonal angle, so it's kind of cooked. It's not really the most effective way of moving it, because it's on an angle, so it's kind of like he's twisting his legs instead of just moving the legs forward and back. So it's very, very limited. So I wouldn't recommend, you know, just articulating this too much. It's there, but it's so limited. And the point of this figure is a display figure. I don't expect a child to play with this one pretty well, even though this Kong includes his battle axe. So the reason why I didn't attach the axe straight to his hands, because I wanted to show what the figure looks like first, just as is, and then I want to show you the axe separately, and then I'm going to attach the axe onto his hand. And the fact that we actually have the axe included for this one is already a W. I did say when I first unboxed this figure and I looked at it, I was like, this axe is going to be so lethal because it's going to be so heavy. It's going to actually hurt if you hit someone with this. But turns out, now that I'm actually holding it, it's very light. It's like a feather. You know, I can still swing with my hand. Like, this actually feels like I'm holding a hammer. But you can also see the colors. You know, it's just your standard blue paints for the blade itself. It's a dorsal fin, of course. And then the handle is just this gunmetal dark gray color. So it's pretty straightforward. But I'm just glad that this was included with the price tag, this being 170 Canadian. It's pretty solid. So let's attach this axe to Kong himself. It just snaps in like that. It's actually pretty easy. I think when the hand itself is big enough, there is enough space where you just push the axe in, so it just snaps. It just goes in like with a snap. Pretty easy, and the grip is pretty good as well. So you can see, I'm shaking it. It's not wobbly. It's actually quite secure. That's pretty good, because usually with the other Kongs, you put the axe in, you start shaking the figure a little bit. It's just wobbling. The axe is just wobbling in his hands because there's not enough grip on it. This one is actually like secured quite well, so I'm very impressed with the design here. Like, I guess the bigger it is, the more flexibility and more space they have. So there you go. Here is the Titan Kong. putting the Battle X. Not bad at all. I pretty much have ran out of things to say for this Titan Kong figure. Like, it is unexpected that they actually gave us these figures. Like, I genuinely did not even think this was possible. If Playmates goes even bigger and do like life-size Kong, life-size Godzilla, I genuinely will not be surprised. Because they've done it here. I thought this was impossible, but here we are. Is it the best Kong Playmates has done? My answer is actually no. I would argue that the Mega Kong is better because of its price, its size, and its playability. This, as I mentioned, is going to be one of those figures where you buy it and it's going to be on display. You're just going to show it off. That's it. There is not much playability with this, as you saw. This is one of those figures where I think if you buy it for your store, you should just put it on the storefront in the window, just for customers who walk by your store to see it. That's the type of figure I think this was designed for, as well as the Godzilla. The pricing is another major reason. This thing is 170 Canadian dollars. That is very expensive. Not everyone has that kind of money. And the Mega Kong is only 70 Canadian dollars, and it has playability with it, right? So I think in terms of the value, this one's definitely a little bit over the top. I wouldn't be surprised if not many people actually get their hands on this, even if it was available to them in their stores. Out of 10, I'm going to give this Kong a 7 out of 10, same as Godzilla, because it is pretty sick that even though for its massive size, it has some disadvantages, but it looks great. It is the most detailed I've seen from Playmates Kong yet, and the fact that they have both the glove and the axe, you know, he does have that at one point in the final battle, so I am looking at this figure purely for its scale, its magnificent scale, and how it just looks. That's about it. I'm not even thinking about how interactive this figure can be. There you go, Titan-sized Kong here. What a figure. If you have missed the Godzilla one before watching this, I do recommend you watch that one as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to give this a Titan-sized thumbs up. And of course, hit the subscribe button with the notifications on. So, I got more Godzilla stuff coming. I mean, I still got the Wave 2 stuff I haven't reviewed yet. I just wanted to get the Titan figures out of the way first. And we'll see how well this video will do. Will it be viral just like the Mega figures, or will it top the Mega figure videos? This might be my next viral video. You never know. We shall see. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.